Now, let's talk about language. And you, in the beginning, you talked about the importance of language. And there might be some students who want to be teachers, or specifically English teachers.
Yes.
What would be your suggestion for those students, for the young ones who want to choose teaching English as their future career?
Very nice question. I like to answer this.
Yeah.
First of all, once I read, I don't recall the name, to be honest. Like, a new language you learn means a new person, a new version of you, let's say. Learning a language, regardless if it is English, Arabic, Spanish, Persian, Italian, whatever language it is, definitely you cannot learn the language unless you are exposed to the culture of the language. So you are not learning only the language. You are familiar with the country of that language, or countries if it is like more than one. You are exposed to their culture, you are exposed to their lifestyle, etc. So that's why, literally, it will make a new version of you. Language is important, and to be specific now, English language. Nowadays, the lingua franca of the world is English.
You're right.
And to define lingua franca for the audience, it is the language that is used worldwide,
Yes.
right? So now English is used in all airports. English is the language of the sky, which means like on the planes, English is a must.
You're right.
Like for the pilot and for the like flight attendants. So English is important. If you want to find a resource, if you are doing a research, finding resources in English easier than finding resources in any other language.
Absolutely.
Like I can say, like, I'm not sure if it is good or bad. It depends on depends on the background of each person, where this person is coming from.
Yep.
I regret that lingua franca nowadays is English, because like 1,000 years ago it was Arabic, my own my like native language.
Yep.
You see, so I wish that we can go back to that, like we were leading the world. But nowadays, since English is leading, we should go for it and with it.
Yep.
Okay, because it will open like many doors for us. It will just like give us more opportunities in work, in life, and even in travel, in all the sectors and fields. The second half of your question was the tips how to learn it, right?
That's correct.
In 3 words, practice makes perfect.
Yep.
That's the short version of the answer.
Yep.
If you want me to proceed on and explain, I highly recommend like learners to start on both levels.
Yep.
Taking courses, this is number 1, and the other one doing self-study and self-practice.
Yes.
Both are important, and one is not enough without the other. There are some exceptions.
Yep.
Some people can do self-study alone with no courses. That's right. But if you ask me about the percentage, like over 13 years, I've met only 2 people who could succeed reaching C1 level in English with self-study, 0 courses. 2 people only, that's it. I've taught over, I can say, like 10,000 people during those 13 years. I mean, including working in schools, working in courses, different kinds of courses. So courses is like, courses are good, I can say. Plus self-study, put them together, you will fasten the process of learning the language.
Right. It's a very, very good suggestion. It's a very good suggestion. I totally agree with you. I've had the same experience with my students.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Let me move. Okay. Oh.
Which one are you trying to take?
This one. Okay. Your turn.
I'm thinking to take the other side. Let me try.
Sure.
Opa, it worked.
That was so good. Great. All right. Let's continue with international exams in general, not specifically. And a lot of students want to take international exams these days. What are the main reasons for them? And also I want to know your perspective on international exams and how students should approach international exams to be successful.
Sure. Like the answer to this question is like long, and I'll try to shorten it as much as I can, but I'll try not to like miss any part because it's a chain and it's linked. First of all, let me introduce the international exams. We have plenty of exams. Mainly the most popular ones are the TOEFL from ETS, and it's American. The IELTS, and it's like run by IDP. It's British, but IDP, of course, the running company is Australian. We can go for PTE from Pearson. It's new to the market, but it's good as well. What else? We can go for SAT. Before SAT, those three are meant for just the proficiency level of the candidate. By saying candidate, because like whoever is going to take them is either going to go for like university, which means a study, or to work, to go to work. Okay? So then we go for SAT. Then we go for, after SAT, we can talk about ACT. So we have the SAT and the ACT. Both of them are American. I can say that SAT is more popular in the Middle East or in the world in general, because they started investing in the international market over 30 years ago.
Oh, really?
ACT starting investing in the international market only 5 years ago.
Oh, very new.
Yeah, that's right. So that's why SAT is more known and more popular and more accepted by universities in the international market. However, ACT is more popular and more known and more requested in the universities of America.
Ah, that's a very good piece of information.
Yeah. So we talked about SAT, ACT, TOEFL, IELTS, PTE. There is a new exam that appeared recently, I think less than 2 years ago, in England, in Britain. It's called the Skills for English. Mainly it is resembling IELTS, but run by British companies, and they started spreading it in England first. Now I can say that almost all British universities accept it as an equivalent to TOEFL, IELTS, and PTE. And then they spread into Italy, Germany, France. Most of the countries of Europe accept it now for study in university. This is another exam. We have other exams like, now if we take only IELTS. IELTS is spread into different kinds. IELTS General, and this is usually like asked for visa or like, you know, migration purposes. We have IELTS Academic for studies, university study, and we have IELTS Life Skills. When we talk about IELTS Life Skills, we are talking about 3 levels only, A1, A2, B1. And we are talking only about listening and speaking, no reading and writing. This is only for people who are like going to travel to England or to Britain. You know, I forgot what we call it. It's when someone, let's say that I am married to a British lady and I'm going to travel there. They ask me for this exam in particular. They don't accept the general
or visa purposes.
A kind of visa purposes, yes. And now the new type, UKVI, which is like UK visa. It's IELTS, by the way, as well. Yeah. Differences between them are slight differences, to be honest. Except for life skills.
That's interesting. It's a very good market, I think.
It is, but it's not good to invest in it in Turkey. Because specifically the academic one, because Turkey stopped using IELTS Academic in universities since 2014. And they are relying on TOEFL and PTE.
What was the reason? Shouldn't we talk about it?
I think we should skip this
All
part.
right.
There is a reason.
Yeah.
But I'd like to skip it.
All right. Let me move the next one then. Let me see. Oh my God. Yeah, found one. Now your turn.
Okay, let me see. It's kind of becoming difficult, right? By the way, we have really few choices left.
Yeah, you're right. Very, very few. Ah, you got it really easy.
I got one.
All right, that's good.